Hello, future food truckers. I'm here to give you some pointers on how to start your food truck business. I started a food truck business last year, and a few people has asked me about starting one. So I'm here to share my experience. My name is Pracha Yang, and I hope that my experience will help you on your journey. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm going to make more food truck business related videos. This isn't everything, but it'll help you start planning for your food truck business. First thing you need to think about is planning your menu. This is probably a given, but you should carefully consider what you're going to put on your menu. I recommend 4 to 5 items to start with. You don't want to start a lot because most likely you're going to do this on your own or with very little help. If you have too many items on your menu, it may complicate your flow. It may not seem like a lot, but when you get busy, it gets tough trying to serve everyone all at once. Just grow your menu as you get bigger and just build your menu items around the same ingredients. It makes it so much easier to shop for items. Your food truck has limited space, so you don't want to overstock it and overflow it with too many different items. Think about taco trucks. It may look like they have a lot of different offerings, but most of the items use the same ingredients. That's why they do so well. It's important to understand your menu because it's going to help you decide what kind of food truck you're going to get. And this brings us to our next topic, finding a food truck. Now you need to decide if you're going to have one built or you're going to buy one that's already been built. You also need to think about what kind of food truck you want. Do you want a trailer or do you want an actual food truck? Each one has its pros and cons. If you have a truck to pull a trailer already, then I recommend getting a trailer. If you don't, then I would go with the food truck. I don't recommend you building one on your own because unless you have experience or know people that have experience or are handy with power tools, I suggest buying one or having one built in your own state because your builders and the food truck that are available in your state are going to have the correct specifications that you need. And that's because every state and county have their own regulation on criteria on what's required for a food truck. If you're going to buy one, the best places to look are going to be Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. There are websites out there that provide food trucks for sale, but in my case, I couldn't find any in my area. I would end up having to have it shipped to my house, or I would have to go pick it up on my own, and that cost is just not worth it. If you have a specific vision for how you want your food truck to look, then you're probably going to want to have one built. And just make sure you think about the area for prepping your ingredients, the flow of putting your items together, and how to serve your customers. So now that you've thought about what kind of food truck you want, it's time to think about how you're going to finance your food truck. The simplest and easiest way to finance your food truck is to finance it with your own money. I mean, that is a given, but not everybody has that kind of cash to start a food truck business. You just need to make sure that the process of taking your order to serving it out flows well. Otherwise, when you get busy, it can really slow you down. One of the most popular way of financing for your food truck is to get a small business loan. So that's why it's a good idea to start looking now to understand what kind of cost and price you're going to look for in a food truck. So this gives you a better idea of how you're going to approach your loan. Depending on what you're looking for, you're going to end up spending anywhere from $40,000 to $100,000 for your food truck. In my experience, that's kind of what I saw out there in the market. So there's already a lot of information out there for a small business loan. So I'm not going to go into too much detail into it, but you can do some searches online. Since you're just starting out as a food truck, you're going to need to write a business plan in order to get the business loan. And having a good credit history is probably going to help you out. And it's not guaranteed that you're going to get the small business loan, but be persistent. You just need to find the right lender. If you own your home and has equity value in your home, you can also take a home equity loan on your property. This is what I did because I was comfortable with the idea of an equity loan. And I was comfortable with the equity loan because I had a plan on how to pay it back, or in the event that I lost my business, how to make payments towards the equity loan. Whether you go with a small business loan or an equity loan, make sure you talk to an accountant so they can help you make the best decision. Now that we have the finance information out of the way, it's time to start looking for a location. Start scouting and looking for location with good traffic and parking space. Understand your local city laws on food truck parking. Each city has its own regulation on where and when you can park your food truck. You'll need to do your own research into this. Some cities has more information on their city website and some don't, so you just need to contact somebody at the city hall to find more information. You also want to be close to somewhere where there's a restroom. If there's a public restroom nearby, then that makes things simpler. If there's not, then you may want to talk to a local business to see if you can use their restroom. This may come with an added cost. And you want to do this ahead of time because you don't want to end up trying a bunch of different spots until you find out the one that works. Even though you're mobile, you want to be consistent so your customer knows where you're going to be. It's okay to be at different locations, but have a consistent rotation. Now that you have a good understanding on where you're going to be located, it's time to talk about licenses and permits. I'm sure you're all wondering what kind of licenses and permits you're going to need to start a food truck. It all depends on how you structure your business. I recommend talking to an accountant because they'll be able to give you advice on what's most beneficial to you. I'm not going to go into great details, but here are some of the business structures that you want to think about. Becoming a sole proprietor, a partnership, an LLC, which is a limited liability company, S Corp, or a C Corp. In California, if you register as a sole proprietor or a partnership, then you won't need to register with the Secretary of State. If you're a limited liability company, an LLC, or an S Corp or C Corp, you'll need to register your company with the Secretary of State. Now that that's out of the way, the first thing you need to do before registering, getting any of the licenses, is to get a federal tax ID. The federal tax ID is like a social security number for your business. This is how the government identifies your business during tax season. For the state tax ID number, it just depends on your state. Some states require it, others don't. I live in California, so I had to register for a state tax ID. Another permit that you're going to need for the state is going to be your seller's permit. This will allow you to sell or resell items to customers. You're going to need a health and safety permit. This is going to come from your county. Contact your county health department because they're going to be able to tell you what you're going to need in order to get a health permit. In my case, I also require an agreement with a commissary. If you're not familiar with what a commissary is, it's basically a place where you can park your truck or trailer, clean out your truck or trailer, and dump your wastewater and refill it with clean water. And another license that you're going to need is your business license, the license that is going to allow you to operate in your city. If you do plan on operating in multiple cities, it means that you're going to have to get multiple business licenses in multiple cities. You're also going to need a food manager certificate. This basically tells everyone that you have gone through a food safety course and know how to handle food properly to ensure that there's no bacteria and all your equipment are sanitized properly. So that's basically all the information I have for you for today. This isn't going to be an easy journey. The things I say may not be the best way, but if you don't know where to start, I hope that this will help you out in your food truck journey. These are just a few things for you to be aware of to start your food truck journey. I wish you guys all the best. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you like this video and subscribe for more videos. See you guys in the next one.